Abusia se wunya ka Rastafari pa na Emperor Haile Selassie ana Selassie ni din abem utumi ebisa say a movement pe the locks does it have anything to do with blacks ebinum target locks no with weed ebinum so say akonfo na wabodam ebinum so say wo ye ne say no na kire wo originality. What actually is with blacks and dreadlocks? Is it a spiritual something? Is it our originality? Is it about weed? What has Rastafarian and as locks got to do with spirituality? That's what we are going to discuss today. Is it godly? Meaning said some of the regions in Ghana, krana we utisa ye pamu free fie. You wine, ye chire ye tri mune ho shine. Is it the behaviors of blacks? That's what we are going to discuss today. I welcome you to Revelations. We are the biggest, we are the largest, we are the highest, we are the greatest, we are the tallest African spiritual platform. I'm Queen Adasa. Call me Empress Makida. Call me Labraska, the sun goddess. I am the world star number 8. I am the spear of destiny. I am the true bloodline. Anyway, you mashu. Mwakwa bapa mi bibini mapa. Black Ignatian mama. Don't come and talk about my wig. My great-grandfather was doing wig. So don't come and scare me. I have locks under that wig. This is just my duku. I welcome you, my people, to another great episode. We are going to have a great conversation with one of our brothers. So at this point, let's welcome our guest for today. Papa Yemakwabaya.
Yeah,
we welcome you. Okay, so please, today is your first time. So please kindly introduce yourself to the viewers. Pay obeisance to them. They make this platform the biggest. Tell us who you are. Ready for anything?
Okay. Me am here, me din the Kofi Labi. Na me father. Na one me mami. Omo friend me do edanti. Na nipa biya no say u nyini a osasa. So along the line, me share radio ejuma say or Mind FM. I'm hosting reggae for almost 5-6 years. The teachings I used to do, because I do more of history, the teachings I used to do and the kind of controversial issues I put across for discussions. And the Koban say, Omwa 2 meetings Lion Jafi. Until free on I call Capital Radio, then Garden City, then finally Radio Good. So I worked with Radio Good for 15 solid years. Copy me say, you better 2 years more, you better fee. So me dian kasano, Edward Auntie Ninaku. That is the name given to me by my parents, but I'm known as Lion Jafi. And my programming is we a traditional programmer. Untimi use foreign name. And also normal frame me Kofi Pese. The same person, I'm just one person with different names. And so Busami that is my identity that I hold. Okay. I am a day, a sign I am a fair, say and then no mabe PM wo hanom na yebedi yen be before ye ho nkomo nti eye ahwefo na etiefo em say medamase say ma welcome me wo ha enchi akese nkoma eye me nua be ma Mr. Uncle ono pani nipa wonim se me ba ha nti dem wo kafa de obusai no sese yo
Yamakwaba kesiye pa. Abusia, this our guest for today is going to be great because he's going to talk about us. You know how important this is to me. Nti say wan kasa wuti hwe ya ne obeka say. Wo ye di nipa.
Me ankasa no me just a human being. Me nye religious. Me belong to any religious sect because adesua ene ehunmu ni hwehwemu amama be hu se nyame no bo nipa wo obo nipa wa more religion nipa ne bae na kwan a ebi ya meme na me kofi pesa metie akwan a me faso no aye obi fe no abefaso na nipa abedi machi na obi soso aye ne de na nipa abedi nachi na de saa empapa mu na bae benya bi e fe na religion nti me no all the time no me ka say me definition of religions yehu no I say it's man's own manipulations and interpretations of the will of God. Because Nyankopon nankasa no or spiritual, and I say we should get to him in our spiritual form, and I say worshiping in spirit, and I say no in spirit. And you know, if that is the case, many munko, weni munko, me kasanko, o kasanko, eduane a me penko, eduane a o penko. Inti enise mi hu mi nyame se na yewusi hu nyame. It should be diverse. So I'm not a believer. I always want to know, so I do more research. I believe in getting closer to God through getting closer to nature, because God is natural. See, that is the kind of person that I am.
Okay, Inti, so when you say spiritual or spirituality, how do you explain that?
Okay, when we say spiritual, in the first place, no, nipa biya na wonam ho no. Normally, you are in two forms. This physical body, and the two we are Bruni say instincts. I don't say instincts. I say your spirit. That is your inner self, your real self, no. Now, your real self, no, and only or spirit, no. It's na nipa uti ubewu, or body no we no ebewu. And I'm say body we no for free a netie munti no. But a body not decay on the tin, but your real self, no. And ya say you. So your spirit no emu. It get connected to the cord na do ba asase we so no. And at that cord no, and only your boss running asase. Your my friend God no, me friend creator. So and no and the that is the difference between the spirit and the physical aspect. Sometimes you'll be there then oh hono mo ana bibi ye say koye ade we. I say mpese me ye ade we. Unya otene mienu bi baako se koye baako se enkon koye saa ne no na ya bruni se instincts kire wo say that is your inner spirit is saying that, but it is your spirit, your real self that is talking to you. Sometimes you'll be there, you feel for a particular food. What say aduane no wa anya ni me normally ya na metimi fe eye fufu ne emrin kwan aben kwan saa emrin kwan. So when ya say aduane na ani a obo say udi aduane bia na you don't feel satisfied, so one notices ade na that is your spirit na request for sa ade no. Nti ye ka say physical and spiritual that is your inner self no, and na your real self and your spirit no, and
na spiritual.
Yes, and
so how do we connect it to God like you said?
Okay, now we are in this world by breath, okay. Who say mpanyimfo kan bibi say se unim owu a eya hwena. Now say obi da the person becomes unconscious. E ka say we are unconscious say de wuye bia na nya de say ode wani eden ehu anasa wo ho atenka bia yesi eniwa nima reho etesen a obo say okọ. Now the very moment what go off no, that is the time you are sleeping no. The only connection between you and your spirit no, any breath no, connection between the spirit and your body no, any breath no. O breath na say ahoma ye de abo sisi na de abo spirit nim. Enti wo da pe no, that being the reason why you dream na o spirit na pie na de onenam a wo hu no enam saa ahoma no eyi kirewo ewo eye o body nim ene ye kan say ye som daye the basic spiritual bia na wo hu bia no. Don't ever tell yourself say besom daye keke dabi enye keke eya ade a esi the nti eya ade a esi ne say wo free your real self ni mu eya wo body we mu no e na call or spiritual self e na movie anajo no spiritually nti de wo hia ye bia na ya de ye no kore se wo hia ye nti no say oba back I am say you are connected by a cord nti no the very moment you come back na no bo say okay niema na uhu ni nyina so me som da ye me hu say ni obi kura ba som da wa say me hu say achechede de agume so makohuri amana bi de obehu bia na ya de a asi so you just have to pray over it sana etie
just to have to pray over it. What kind of prayer?
Prayer no is in different forms. Me as I sit, I pour libation. It's me bibini ena me ma obi mfa me nyame mre me. Me tiwe no ye wo me ba asase so no. Me can in general. Ye mama ne ye papa pe. Ye wo ye nim se ya wo ye. But at a point in time I say nipa mienu bi na omo kutekuta omo a wodi nyini. Ena niema e wo so omo kire no omo guide o okoso bibi na enya omo kire se wo yise enye odidi atem enye se enye wo ye bibi se so a eye. Nti true omo no ena ye de ebehu ye ho say ye nipa. It's a point in time in your life that you get to know you are a human being. Ye wo no nim. So nti at that particular point in time na wo hu ho no e fei ankasa na oba be face eye abrabo no on yourself. That is your parents will only be vessels a wo fa on wo de ba wiase wo nyine no bo say bibi promptel say bibi Kenya wo mu say ade we pa na mpesa me ye wa ankasa no na say we na self no eye your spirit na ye den e ka sa bibi sa akiro. Yours is to focus. All the while doing also. Now you work towards it. And you kind of say, "Oh, I'm destiny path." So, o destiny path no. Ye na nanom say enkrabia. O ba sa asiso no. The o ka say me ba be ye no. Eto de bia ebusuafo je say maame papa nanfo ebepo enam kwan a pese wo fa so no. Se wo twe wo ho a ye di usunkunim. One twe ho a wadi wo musunkunim obekutamu kopem time a saa ne na opese wo achieve na say the goal you seek to achieve no ebebia mo nyina say na me ba na pese wo ye na efe dia daddy then you become a hero of yourself. After being a hero of yourself no then the rest of the world also sees you as a hero and as a superhuman being. So no our parents being only the vessels ye fa mu de ba asasi so wo as an individual no you have to know why you are on this earth and adia ope obi be ka success matoka mesi dan me wo we that is success. To me success no to me, the day I wore dreadlocks, that was my success. And it has paved my way through till and now.
Okay, so spirituality is based on libation, pouring of libation.
On pouring of libation.
Is it the way of Africa?
That's the only way of Africa. Libation pouring. I think I'll explain this so people get it clear. Near TNSA, your cassette libation is either using water, using hard liquor, soft liquor, sweetener, to say a war, those near money ultimately pour libation, depending on what you can get hold of. Now, yen nanomono, say netie. Obi a mechiro mo say yefre obi nyankopon no omu nim nyame no ansana akwasi broni de god eba anya broni na ebre nyankopon nti ne yeka otwadi ampon nyame say nyame gets me our life was based on everyday experiences. Otwedi ampo nyankopon. They say if you get him, you are done. Asase ya yefre asase no ya simply because oba na woba. Sa wode eburu hyefom na paya. Eburu ba akopo. Wo se fifi a eso a wo se ehon na eburu bebre aba ho. Wa woba amai. Yese nananom nsamanfo. Die enti ne kasa nananom nsamanfo no eye womwa o ancient fathers a obi na wu obi ene wu obi ene wu obi ne baba wo enti untimi ntwa sa accord no so ho enti you only give reverence to those people na da no eya eman a omuwo mu no nipa afoforo kɔ hɔ da omo nsada ene ne Saturday bia de nipa afoforo kɔ hɔ enti womo eman a omo nsada mu because in the spiritual world nobody dies there omo nyina wɔ hɔ nom enti yes ye de omo kɔ nsaman pomu epo a eye a group of spirits ɛwɔ hɔ enti yes nananom nsamanfo mo so ma mo nsada ne ya bɛbɔ eye esuo kɛse atwa ye hu nyina ehia ye ka se water is life the enti ye ka se water is life ne se ewiase no ensuo ne control bibia ekuro bia ni wiase a enye nsuo ene ye de to se ekuro no if say ye migration no ye koto nsuo the enti ye settle nsuo ho ne se ye de bi bedware ye de be si enema ye de bi be no aduane ye de be ohuri yankukum anything that water does ye be num bi so na me che no enti ne ya ye settle nsuo ho enti no there are energies in that water no enuti na se opa is commodore nom mo kind of say bukra this soft drinks do be out onye satisfied that I just want no nsuo enti ye say esu atwe ehu nyina ehia ene mutumi pa ne nyina no omososo mramra meje now ye wi ese ahohom papa e wo wi ase nyina mososo mamonsa sa liquor na ya yehwie gu fom no ye na ye frɛ no ensa no in actual fact no it doesn't have a name okay and it bruni friend spirit because a means to connect with the spirit ye cannot say ensa na is otwedi ampon kwame ensa it means don't finish wo hoda amayen that's the meaning asase ya ensa ye ka say asase ya wo hoda amayen na me aduane di na hwe ye so nananom nsamanfo yes ye papa no mo omawu ko no amo eman a omo nsanda mu no mo so ma mo nsanda why because nyankopon bo ye omo no for the spirit di omo nyina mu omo wu no spirit ne da so wan fa spirit ne back omo da so nsamanpo ni mu spirit ne da so kuto omo eti that ne pa na no mo de hwe ye no mo wo alive no they should still keep it up or not so mo fa hwe ye so still ti ma mo nsanda ti ne ye gbodin ese saman pa ne etu ni din won na me che no saman pa no be ye bone aye modin saman pa ne etu ni din ne kire se wawu akono ye be wo akora bi ne ye de na be ye den aba be to no nti ne ye bo omo susu din no ne aba esuo kesi atwe ehu anyina ahia ya ba kopim epra oti ofin abobo bia de wantimi amodin no wose ne mo a mo ka ho nyina ya bo asubonten kesi because ni nyina ye den ekobo esuo mu enti libation pouring is just to give reverence to our ancestors and also to give praises to Otwedi ampon kwame no boss so near asase no.
So that is the meaning of your spirituality.
That is yes.
Okay, you are watching the biggest and the largest. That was randoms. Said ya ono obechreche ne randoms ni mu no e na wacheche mu di ama wo no. Ade we are open for knowledge bibia. Nti say knowledge a ono yen be che ende no. Eye Rastafarianism and dreadlocks. What source a wo di knowledge ni fi ba yen he?
Research experiences and more readings.
So the readings and the research.
Exactly.
Into research and experiences.
Yes, research and experiences.
There's no visions attached to it.
No.
Okay. All right. Ebusuya enti ene the platform name my no na or the afa mu na emom no me pese wo di kan explain what dreadlock is and then you explain Rastafarianism asana wo di abom na we treat topic no.
Okay. Say ye ka say dreadlocks are. Dreadlocks no ebi ne go mitere so no. Ye ka say locks kire say watu bibim. Na the intia your friend dreadlocks ne say untimi nsane enwi we no ade a unya bɔ ne nkyerɛwa na eno anwene ne ho saa na se edifu enu ti na your friend dreadlocks na dreadlocks na ye trimi bi a bibini bia trimi bibini bi anama saasi su bia no utrimi ne dreadlocks so wo hwe ye fa ne say just 130 years back na before nomadics because nomadics are more of ye hwenwan ponche info na ye occupation ankasa ne eno na ni ye trimi mpese anase afro because na yuwan ye kano ye reza no enya dia ye no ne ye fancy enye se bia ye nimu na ye wo saa ne ma ne da ne ye wo ye yuwan a ye dua yuwan ho ne ye wo afen ye dua afen ansa na ne ye ba be sesa ne kakra ne nim saa ne ma ne nyina na dreadlocks no ade bia se na antenna na mbese kaminya ne twiwe na nka ye simple bibia spiritually no connect your spirit no to a source because our source any divine source baby you free by it ni e papa mo no wo sa kind of three way friend dreadlocks no so wo hwe bibini bi a say ye ka say obi abodam enye se wabodam na adwen call back to some ages ye ka say me can in general say ka say obi abodam first time wabodam no bo say so ye sakura bo so ye hi eni so kra the tree sha say born chirewa steady no bo say why calm why cool so because then no na he has connected to his divine. Now there in life no barriers wo because barriers na problem. What one problem there is another barrier which is a problem. It is a who as an individual no when to me overcome a particular barrier. The koba na say e te wa adwen ko back to emre bi a atwa mu se no musi bobra so and that is how we live in but emre bi baya na ya horo ye ho we were nomadics ye kind of simple ye call hunting together ye call afuom together ye call fishing together na ye nshatade na adwen akosa side no na adwen kosa side na that life no e na bo so sha say we live nti wa hu ne say oni o state mu ene no wo say wa ye den abodam enu nti na okọ psychiatric hospitals they say don't call them mad people. This is the history there. So they are not bad people. Na adwen ne kosa ho no so so gina ba bi no oni obi kasa oni omo ano mo te saa mre no a omo wu ko no oni spirit na ye kasa idi wa bi ya o say o gina ba bi no kasa keke. It's not like that. Only those spirits na kasa. So na obo say sambre na say ye tase ntino. Obo so tase niema ofom na okobola so no odidi. Entase na no. Wo no o psychological mind actually say oh me didi obola so a I'll fall sick. Enu nti ukofa na odi anokro be fall sick. But ono no enam say ono that is how they were living, you know. Okofa no dia bo so onyare. Say one was in the city, you know. enti no dreadlocks no eye e bibifo trimi bibini bia no utrimi no se wo nam we se wo dware no anu no utrimi sisi a that is what to come up and na e be grow na ye wo types so ye wo kinky and ye wo omo so partition ni se de me partition no kinky no eno ne se sen ye dua nyini a enyini ko bia no onfa ne nsanka onunu mo nyehwe tse Samson mo ani mo Bible mo King Solomon mo King David mo they were kinky dread men nti efu dread like senior no esipe bomu that is kinky and ye war ye partition edua no me se edua no chiase nti na ye di boba ko sen ho na ye say what you say sa na etie nti no dreadlocks na ye ebibifu trimi in general ye nim bibia ese ye bekipu ye trimi na nkasa na ye ade bia a repel heat wow ma o system ni cool. This is black unsa wo she atali tuntum si etisi abontin sisi ya na e check akra bi bo se wo be sha se wo feel heat but all black hair a repair heat ni nyina so ye den e black e feel so it protect you from evil forces utrimi omo wo ni trimi owo trimi bebrebe bia na protecting from evil forces because eduani hini, let me put it like that. Omo dua ni tumi ni nyina no free ni roots no, and your dreadlocks is your roots. Nti e ma wo team spiritually.
No mo tiri hu apa no so e. Ono so e. Ti ono de oni eyi.
We say yangu obi o is asempa o.
Owo mo tiri hu apa no mo so mo de ko de say ni awurade mo.
O say people we say yeah omo mo tiri hu apa no. Eya na birth defect it will be a genetics so ye wo obu ani tiri we say apa hey but na owo
e chire ho tutu ya ho so onye na chire ho basket you are watching the biggest
yeah na eno kra no
onye grounded and so be body boot a hwerada wa bo from the root na tutu
yes it's like that it's like that
so mo tiri hu apart asem ya ha
be ha me sen so munim because this is research based what they say we adia
you are watching the biggest and the largest
oh omo mutiri apa no eno ye by nature and am ka say what can I say genetics obu on ma te say obi sre na hu dempo won ha o say e me feel obi am dempo e fe dempo ye yare e birth defect what they say e hono na amfo me yie na ma na ye den e ba the same thing say bibia mu no ye wo e mensem ewum e bi mu si bibia fie bia mensa wum e mensem me dey that kind of you see
yo say mo ahu say dreadlocks no grande me I have locks on my I say you guys have seen it on some of the videos you call the Quest bi na meni aha nti me chichiri mitini sa na itina amanfo ani je agi maka cho se bible si yembo duku no wan chirem se nylon and a rake nti me duku na e me rake no so leave me alone. You are watching the biggest nti se no Rastafarianism no any locks no how do we blend it because our way of life is what you are saying for Africans so Rastafarianism no free
okay the kind Rastafarianism ni nyina no ekofa bae no ne eye slavery na ebibifo yete baby ye develop ye civilization we all know comes from Africa so na ekoba se ye sha ase se ye cheche yen ye de akọ enkoasum mu no na ewo se ye nya a uniting force ye kan ye hu bom na yetimi fight sa eye enchechemu no na yakofa we na ba ne de em se nema bebre wo ho no ma nipa bi mu nte ase yo mo fa ne keke nti me kwa se me ka bibiara me de besi asem foforo so de ye discuss ya no ye be fa ye ko enkoaso mu me no tie yi omo be brainwash ye through their European education ya na ye hu won school aye ko eni yi no brainwash education. The school came from what we call ghetto knowledge. Okay, na ye nananom no ombeche atenase na o kane papa ho asem bi na bi oye bomofo o kane ho asem bi a che de bia na be hu de asi wo nachi de bia be hu se ye nana bi betenase si nana woye ye papa bi betenase nana woye e ma ye be kan na se anansesem nti ye be ye no bi ye frɛ no oral tradition enya de anom no mo twere o ka na ososo wa impacted the ama oba na ono so impacted the ama oba ti abrofo ne ba be hu saa de no anom se eni ade ne enchio we call because omo kire omo ade na nkasa eni enchio omo ngudam ne enchire omo ye de so enti na ye curriculums nyina ye white man ade breye no ne ma pa bi before ye nyina na no ye nka ho asem ye lucky history we don't even do history nowadays in our schools. So, enti no na nke bia e be susu obi te se Kenneth Kaunda ho asem historically, Kwame Nkrumah ho asem historically, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Nyerere, Kenneth mo kan say Emperor Haile Selassie, Thomas Sankara, omo Mama Gaddafi, omo tena se so omo opese Africa gina na ye de ho no. Enam European nem emayen curriculum intino ye yi nyina afrim ena ye nkyere niema ehia ema yen nti ye kan brainwash education intina ye mpanyifo ni nyina na so obi oso akọ school ye professors ye whoever wo wie school ni pepepe ni nyina ye kan ne keke enye productive but our fathers were not like that so on be fire e de ye koye no de ye koye no this is it. Now, Yanfo anko se kosunya A B C D E F G H. Ye wi an ya be kire sentence how to write sentences with this A B C D ni ade. Enye sa na ye de koy. Ye do call plantations mu se kona koy de. Kodo aburu, kodo cotton, kodo banchi, kodo buka de say bode. So enti no ya fa ode woko, wote yangwana, wote mfante, Yoruba, all the African languages, but most of the slave trading happens on the coast. You know, the Jamaicans don't know say, "You have no more free." Inti yadi akwa no, oh yeah, juma no atwe whip, a kind of backrest whip. With the so, but I just have to say it. The kind of ponkokote, or the baba bebo, or say, "What is your name?" Ono wakani kurum kasel. What is your name? Also so adi ebowa epai eya oya. Enti no, what is so can me? You, I. O say, me name. The so person can say my name is say me name Jafi. My name is Jafi. Say one say the city no. Na ono no oka patwa. Me chiro we bia.
My name is Jafi, they say patwa.
Yes, exactly. So me chiro origin of sa
Matthias, go ahead, I'm enjoying.
Na what peja or the bebo, where are you from? Say, me a Caribbean. Just say one sentences no. See, I'm a carried beyond. I was carried beyond from the seas to this land. I'm a carried beyond. I'm a carried beyond. Ibenya Caribbean. Oh, I don't know a Caribbean island, no. Say what you say. You know that is how come they developed that language now and then what kind of patois no.
Exactly.
They say, I say patois. I say language. I say can language. You mean can I say lingua. Or can language.
No, you don't lingua. No one more the language breakui. Say
enye ne kasa no ofo so aka. Ye de buy haya. Isi fu free eye isrim wa ba santememu. Obae no ni krom kasa no te. But opeso ofo so aka twi. Oh. Isi fu so say, oh, shem de wo kan me ntihie o na wo sere. Asam na a wo kan no me nti ase. Eti every language from another language is patois.
It's patois.
What you say? To say,
oh, your kosho ni mami uti.
Aha, a patois of the first a key language. Broken English. Is it the ones Nigerians normally
broken English? And
only a part of the original English language. So trying to speak someone's language, wa concocting, wa intimi biano, patois no. So what you say? Inti nyese bia English one na Jamaicans ne can pen patois.
To bet me I can see languages ni bi one my two. I like it. Can you give us a few?
I can give you a few. Something like Wagwan. Is what is going on. You see, Officer can say what is going on. No kabum.
Wagwan.
Wagwan. Me afinyam. Like I have to eat. You too choppy. You say, oh you be a do. You too chatty. Oh you concerning. So the which no.
Hey, slave trade in Yama Bariasi o. Ye mponi ye create Yama.
Ye the niema bebre, the niema bebre.
Chatty.
The niema bebre by. So out of that, they developed their own language, which is their own language.
The Africans.
The Africans. It is here no nem fantina okano assassin. Angona na okano assassin. Yoruba na okano assassin. Ni ebenya sa kasawe.
Patois.
So, okay. So now, as time goes on, I give credit to Nita Kiteria. I'm saying the padodo na unse statue bi si akra.
Nita Kiteria.
Yes, Nita Kiteria. Who say statue bi na si. Emre bi me kai say me ko akra. Me draw na me hu ye na me koto snap. Na me ko ase na sa police fo bi wo kwan no mo checke. Any amount for, and I started pouring libation and talking like that, and it was an eyesore. A lot of people came, hey, what is this guy doing? Oh yeah, pagan, oh yeah, that kind of nonsense. I realized they don't even know the fan of mine in the state USA. He is part of those people they carried on.
Patois man.
Oh yeah, slave said they make one would never change. And also no, until people even Jamaicans say Jamaica itself belongs to. Sa Nita Kiteria. Jamaica is in two forms. So Jamaica is in two forms. That is yes. I mean the story is in two forms. To say, let me just finish Nita Kiteria, then maybe I dive into that. Then yeah, Nita Kiteria, when taken there, okay, he was part of from Maroons. Omo mutimi yeah, Giomo fro. Mountains no ewuroli abo de kunkum abrofo no so en otimi sustaining ya kopem so em so oba back to us and wo nti oye one great warrior and ade ba akoso a amanfo ni mi say slavery days no enya minimu say ne se na na bi before yetio ene ne ya say me no tie yi say yetena se 2 hours a yeto be hyehye yen true or false. See, it was 2 hours. We have to shift. You intimi.
They say they singaton, ni kukaton, ni amatons. Na ekos unti ebetumi atena se ya mabosu mi aba.
Na me pesa mi chireni. To say, ye be hye nipa te se sardine. No what da one size be 6 months. They do what could do. Who say enye easy. They were real people because no mu didi.
Aduane papa no mu
papa. Like they were eating good food before they were captured. It's no more here dinner. A mema almost so wa omo that's how the slaves were. So they took them there and Nita Kiteria was able to fight his way through. And ama eneno ne statue here there is here and I give respect to that man. So
Ntinya hindi enti na ne status wo.
Dabi ne nipa su na nkasa ne nemo ye no. So na oka Jamaica. Yes, it's true. Ashantis, the Fantis along the coastlines no. Yeah. You do pie gate no. Baby idea kwe the idea say Jamaica. It's true. Those stories are true. Now the other school of thoughts also they say this is African roots oral tradition, and we got set stories from Groit. Say, cast a Groiter to say, Uko Tun for Palisa. You will be a honomoa, or no, ye warning air to Paliso, and I won on one, you know, yet channel. Name CC true stories na no so anyi no abe ware ho e no wawo ne ma no mo go school e na ye chire no so if a Groit is speaking I saw call Benin Groit or kasa abo say ye bo flute FM because some all can nyina oye mistake a dey na no be wu say they make out say they carry true history. So according to oral tradition no emro mo abolish slave trade no yamfa e before na ma Africa omo ani abefo mo kono so ye hwie omo gu aponim bepem ne I had a man and a friend Oma China man possible menene tena Kumase we almost 6-7 years ni no a sea man normally omo kofa sa Bay of Biscuit hono no kire se e hono ye ba bi ehwie ye e bibifo no egu ponim enti no ship bi aduru hono me ho ye duru enti ayise o say o the gold ato ensuonim ujai like you that's a form of libation and I say upo ensa but say uni jena one how be fisa because ehwe ye nyan it say me who say ship abed doke aba eponano na hu say black line bi as ateche bi ewo na se ne sa na eye ho na ye den ekokọ fire no and the black spirit still dwells there. Now according to oral tradition no emro mo abolish slave trade na say ye di omo free plantation mo san di omo ba Africa omo a yakun omo nsuo so de yakun omo but o say omo a di omo koyen ye di omo ba Africa omo anye ene ye so omo guru helicopter mo ene ye di omo call South America in the helicopter no ye di mo wo wiem ni ye bie mo sa so na fe na enua no papra mo hwehwe mu ba enti omo ebi besina omo esina omo wiye omo a ebi besina no ko wi omo a omo fi bu ya exactly ti omo survival ye no and omo say Jah made this place for us. Jah the maker na binya Jamaica. That is the other school of thought of the story.
Omo free suru na omo lande ye na omo mbubu anya hwe no say nyame na de ya ba ha
just omo ebi mo omo angu no.
Hey, we have to learn. No?
Yes, it na say a two school of thoughts. To suffer confirm not just story. Ye we kuku ade na me makoho no makoto confirm not che confo wa o say dan wo me dan me ho a woni ho me ni nua na koye. Ye dan na ho a o ho that kind of thing. Ne or worry. Just a kuku here. The migration. I mean the story that we were told when we were young, no. Sa pepe. But there is another Okonfanochia, another school of thought of Okonfanochia, ofri oye okonfo ofri noche eye
noche na kocha ho no maba
beautiful and also say anwona for exactly so there are always two school of thoughts on the mention but once say yen before ye rates niema it show anything that has proof biano is true so I say that Okonfo free noche story is different from the
and the Wukugarian and the Santi.
Yes, it's different. Two stories sanity. So that is how come we got that name Jamaica. That's God made this place for us. And I say Jah made this place for us. So through that eagerness and the willingness, push to hold African traditions and cultures. No? Then the movement cropped up as Rastafarianism. Okay, there's I was seeing a backing force. A bit me amaya united and because they were trying to do away with the European cultures and also to keep their own. So they started having dreads. They started wearing their dreadlocks and started chanting Nayabingi and started having gatherings and started giving histories of what happened to them and the histories they know from their African lands. Kopem say Marcus Mosiah Gavi ebe kan say blacks, we should look up to Africa. A king will be crowned. So na bichena. Emma, that came to pass in 1930. Our crown no a year Rastafari Makonin, a year Haile Selassie as the emperor of Ethiopia. So eno no be ma ne groundoye. Ebe man be fapim. So Rastas Ankasano knows that Yehu Africa aye bibi memu hano as Zion, just a heaven. So everything that the world is looking for, everything that makes the world is found in Africa here. Everything. Bibia, all the natural resources. So until we saw this Africa as home. Na your friend Zion on Emichena. And Ethiopian being where I crown or Emperor Haile Selassie no. Say African headquarters. Okay, so Rastas actually see Ethiopia as Zion. Then also hold up to the beliefs and aspirations of African roots. Your cultures, so they make us say, and Segu ne sa neman. The Rastafarianism is just to keep the traditions, cultures, norms, beliefs of Africa the way is it here fritete no. Ena obi biara so a oye naturals. Obi a ope abode nature biara no. You automatically you are a conscious person and you are considered a Rasta man. It doesn't mean say you wear that is the thing. So I say it will be of vital natural levity, clean food. That's why Rastas, it was most of them are italists. Because will be an italist. I know you heard of ita. They say fruit, vegetables, no meat. They see meat as eating another man's flesh. Okay, like they know that every creature created by the Creator deserves the right to live. It has a purposeful reason.
Like we didn't.
Okay, weed actually is not. It's a sacred. It's a sacred. Friends, a herb for Rastas. Why Rastas believe? It's not about belief because we don't believe. Rastas know that, and it's true. Weed takes you to a higher level, and I almost say, "Wahai." Okay, now this is it. Weed it's not part of Rasta or wasn't part of Rasta. It was part of Africans, long way back before Rastafarianism. Okay, now Mexicans now use for spiritual purposes. Ne a red Indians na because when they burn it around what happens? They say their inner spirit, gets higher. The way they feel about any other thing physically, goes higher. Into ebanesana, almost say we use it for Pokumania rites. That's the way they normally use. Because the Pokumania rites, it means spiritual rites. Okay, let me bring it this way. What is say akwanchere? Akwanchere, okay, is a means to get to something. Bibia opasa onsa eka. Na eno de ba ye brofunmu a say right wills. The things that you do right for you to get something. Right wills. Right wills. Ritual. So right will, the things that you can only do right to achieve this. You understand? The things that you can do right to
right will no almost a ritual.
And a ritual no. So what I say to say almost say cult. Cult is a word that comes from culture. It means the way people do the things they do. We really
would want to know about the rituals and the leaves.
Yeah, that is
wood.
Yeah,
the India herb.
I'm trying to connect you to some meanings so that you can understand when I get there. Okay. Yeah. It is say that we see kind of yes or your occult. Cult means hidden. Uni bibia onkwana uni ma wadi esi. Ena wachire we na mo ho ban ena mo yusi. Ede ye de mo ye munim de mo de achieve. But the very moment you hear the word occult na no, you say or your bonsam. I said they make what am I say? And you know, Mexicans were using it, and they decided to enter into the United States because but almost share border, and they took it to the United States. And anytime they use the herb, Niama totally different from the normal person. Say be obi timi a book on a mission. Or be on book no be no senia na ho odin ne fani a etiani different because now no wa double up the knowledge on sa ade no because of the weed that he took. You know, na e course sa kodru maybe almost said no enkrofo a omo ba ye kuro mi omo gi animunyam. So let's just ban it, okay? And they banned weed. And on being say illegal say obi biara ebe say okuta bia no yenche wana bibisa. And they were giving that to the Jews. Bombs, missiles, guns. Sa ne mani nyina vaccines a edi bekunkuma bibifo ni sa ne mani nyina Jews na ye. So when they mention they gave it to them, then even from a Zionist, okay, they give it to them. No more, they get it opens up their mind to be able to decipher which one we should use, how it's gonna work. And I know Juma. It's no on the ban is a mobia and you supposed sa I just say microphone pay. That is how it was. So it came to a point that they have to find lies. They have to frame lies around it. One, Ibn say, almost say, far, you go mad. Okay? You say, far, oh yeah, Okoriade, Ebema, or Dam, they rape, anything negative got associated with that. But history, facts, will tell you, say, the only time weed and a ganja a coso ham a would nipem a time one on my belly ganja no on my belly because your belly ya said okoto fools bill no kesiye ena obi namase na ahomane te say ye the machines the pija e wa abrochire ho now ahomane te na bone tirim ena ne kon mu buye. That's the only time ganja hurt somebody in history.
The only time.
The only time.
That is
the thing. So you get shocked at this. People comparing.
Have you yourself tried it and you didn't go mad?
Me, I've been using ganja.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And how can you unpack?
Yes. The thing is, you see, to me, ganja is not for people who are hyperactive. When I say somebody being hyperactive, it's for people. It's like, you see, let me put it this way.
Put it way.
Very well. Say, so why do you say? Open so kind book we. Sana why you dreaming? And how far ganja na? So when you book now on fan. You see how it is. Like you get into
the
it.
Book.
It is a be a phone. Minimum how you see a phone. But I'm say me who how you see no. Sana my imagine I'm fire. Say we see a position in mind no sanity. It you position in mind say oh baba be bo Madam Grace, right? Oh baba be bo Madam Grace and I go for ganja. why wa adwen sa ti
won bo na wo nto
sa ti the why wa adwen no that is how it goes with you
or direct it
so what ti to be it was obu was say o de twen me kwahia ba bo de me so na we chere no enti no enye for that is why I say it's not good for people who are hyperactive obi anakoma ha no
e bi onum na wada
say oyo bi akoma how and say oyo bi a owo we live a dream born life because I dream born life to say dear me hu ne say me sum nyina ne say dear me de ye wa enye wo de no me mpese wo de be ye me so obi ye obi bi na enye wo da e kire say wo de ye obi so a ono so enye ne de so na me kire but obi ono mo
omo no wo de wo no ma aboni bi enim but they are not adwen wo ni trim so ko wi camera ne de
yes exactly you see and yes cycle the whole world say people who take ganja they kill they are thieves anything negative associated with that okay and almost saying say it's Rastas who take ganja like yeah they are
let me ask this if it is true like you are saying that if you put your mind on this and you smoke it or drink it you will do that thing that you have placed your mind on it. And then what is bad about it? Send you be some places will be an achievement for no. Send you no kokua. What achieving helps everybody.
So that is why make us say it's not for people who are hyperactive. You take it for righteous purposes. Because
the way they are in no, in their educational no money who should be jare. Now ni nyina ye. The entire ni nyina ye ne say I once had an idea. Start there he be never boy me.
I don't know your immunity. What I say
you don't know mine. Now me ka say who
oh come on, I don't know your immunity. Who say
say haraba ka ti habai su ala mi fe dwane. You're watching them.
This one is very interesting, you know. It's very interesting. You see, I wanted to say this, okay? Weed. You just said something that you said somebody wanted to take it to fight somebody, and I say, and we're achieving the aim, and only evil. That is why you say, you know, when you are about, oh, the award journey. The award journey say me fanama da you sleep. Me fanama dia esunya dia you besunya. Me fanam dia ko studio akoye nyomo. You have the best recording because you now become your real self.
Intermediary.
So what I say, you become your real self. That is how it works.
Na me bisa say dey he na ye ma me untumi nka.
Na me chiro
say me host show. Adwe wo mitirimu anu me be say me ko hostaton. Me bisa
ade wo tirimu say ube host show no with an impeccable mind. Okay. Enti no we say questions like obusa misisi e. Ubenya different twist of the questions
from other source.
Different twist.
Now I want it from your source.
Different Ubenya different like what's the questions now obusa no ebeye more and na a sign beye more of this is what you should be asking. Sometimes we go for press conferences and after that, you know, you realize most of the journalists didn't ask any sensible questions. You should have asked that question. You should have asked this question. So with ganja, I was telling you it's associated with Rasta, and they will tell you don't go close to Rasta simply because he's evil, he is that, he is that. But let's watch the world in general, okay? Let's take Ghana for instance. How many Rastas do you go to the prisons and you see them, but they are associated with all the evils that you might think about?
And they say evil na ye hu we di no ho no. Eno na am I yen so ye hu say Madam Fubi America. Or say Grace na okra wuti no say wunyi so ne ade o. And I may say what the way and for bash na me na wunyi so na me ka tell say Dora say unim say tini yanko ye because of spirituality. America wunya time out dey call saloon. Until you twist it and you are good because there is no time. Black, practice Jamaica for be hot. Until we did this not because of spirituality. So I'm not going to show anybody my head to prove that they are okay. Yeah, the way in the boss they are.
And only a fancy dread, okay, or fancy dread.
But they all look the same.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Say Rasta no and yet utrimio. Dreadlocks and it.
Your way of life.
Your way of life. Okay. Rasta in Jamaica, righteous African stands tall alone. And then I must say Christian. Ewa. It will be who will be say Rasta. He says a righteous person. That's all. And so over kind of Christian. There are a lot of bald-headed people.
You take Rasta and say ganja no ne pe kwan e be fa so e be use na e de aye niama. Oh yes. They say me say now can me be host show yi. Can me be jare ana me ne dey like the way I can.
That's what I'm saying. Say
shoe. Pam pam pam.
Individually no. Obia wo senior ositie. Obia wo the way the heartbeat isitie. Obia wo the way osi dwene asem bi ho on na me je no. To dey my three categories. Almost say your time na so. Me for instance no. Oh, your time as one me here. You say your time na so.
Don't worry.
Me for instance, okay. Me obia me kenkan pa me pay addition. I've my first and second degree nyina obia nu a people are watching me, they know Lion Jafi. Obi know who say Jafi could a book a wura lecture holder. But first class and second class. Do you ever cut to myself? Me ba. The TN say I drink tea. I come and sit down.
Don't tell us you drink tea.
No, it's drink tea. Ganja tea. Yes, yes. I come and sit down. Whatever you say, I download it straight. And now me ba so am guitar recorder. Recorder no backorder. Either I'll sit on the front seat or the last seat where we have the speakers. It's my recorder. Me nam 24/7 I share my song. Me yenyom pa. Me bought all the instruments, especially guitar. Okay. And people see music man, yeah. I wouldn't say me tie music, but a lecture now my recorder na share my song. It has a Korean Chunuma Bogu Asumua Tazi and Tim Betanazi say not the paper betoa. Me over no more coming where she are.
Oh, really, Baba?
Me, Baba, lawyer. Me tia say. That's
what I'm saying.
Me tia didn't I actually mean I say. That is, it's not me lectures no. And it's no more pemasem. Before say a Baba lecture hall, said one day man call lectures, especially the one who gave my number to you. Man call lecture one day. On Baba me chira kwai. Lion, I don't know what my lecture.
I know your business.
No, sometimes you see a Toribia was a system, no. A Toribia you get tired, a Toribia you don't have funds to move. A Toribia you have visitors. So until not a woman me will be a very vibrant, me will be a me will dumb pa and yet at the ketwa. Nipa di mechi pa, say Ubuhu, there will be a click somewhere. You quack a book program, you are no. So one maybe a not team nibu efu, maybe a men call, Nama call. They will call and find out, say, me were here because me by the lecture I never bet no. Or shall say, and I'm a mature.
Because of the thing. Small girl, you don't know that thing. So I'm teaching you the thing. You are playing with the thing.
So Rasta man, but. Not all Rastas takes ganja. I know I want you to understand that. Rastas they don't take ganja. And we have fancy dread men. Okay? Will be a bald head. We need trimming. There are people in the area, me from Rastas, because the life no live no live clean.
So straight.
Yeah, yes, and you have that spiritual connection. Who's the Toby Abu who will be who and none here when he on your face so unim no baby and not say more spirit in aha.
Yo, almost say your time na so nti na nka me peganja side no na ma hwe say
na open the saying like
me pen saying me see me be host show no me from jare ana me nye den wo so say me pen say me bisa how many times dey wickedness no
fighty
na ma bet na ha me am adwi baby away Na masandi go aboso. Any asa for wo.
Fighting.
Almost intimidating abo. You are watching the biggest and the largest. We keep learning. So, and that way, see any ama bebre. Yenyan crofo platform. So they've come to teach us how to go. Ebisa wono, ebisa woshe, or chere, omo ye insu, omo ye jemu. We've had people who are and that list nankasano. When I was in school, we learnt about it. Now, much space if we buy no cream fiasa so ne de you know ni root ne de kakao the womanum ne we are ban green one de kaka. We've learnt it. It was a whole topic in school or that's what they teach you about psychedelic side of it. Ebusia yes fan in brabio no be chire mu na matter comment section na number life na mo ne no one on one and then mo bisa na all the question na say mo amuzumu ni mu na mo say that na menu mi na yahwe how ebeko. Thank you so much for coming, brother. Is there any last words? In 1 minute our time is done.
Yeah, my what I want to tell people and I say never forget where you came from. Okay? Always be real. Whatever you do, be real, be truthful. The only way to pave through life easily, and it's all you're not for. Finish. When you're not for the alboa.
Yo, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
we
you
appreciate you. Thank you so much for kapat wana ba ko fapon enjoy. That's what I'm saying. Don't matter. So I'm share show no. You want to send ya cram. Can we part one?
Okay, that's enough. Thanks, for the show. Next time we are come back again. Bless up.